Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Siyathandwa Says. I feel so bad because I haven't posted in quite a while. It's actually 3 weeks, I think, without me posting. So on this Sunday afternoon, after a long day at church, I have decided to film this video. There's actually some other content that I posted, but now I have it while posting like content, and it's actually faith-related content. But I'm just like, is my YouTube channel ready to know me on that level? But it's gonna come, guys, eventually. So today's episode is inspired by the fact that many of us got paid on the 23rd of August. And we all know that August is like a second January in terms of feeling so long financially. And in the same breath, people got paid on the 23rd of August and the next payday is on the 25th of September after a weekend in Korea Heritage Day. Hey! So Betuna, if you do not spend wisely, you'll not make it to a long weekend Heritage Day. You will go to your mashonisa before Heritage Day comes. So please watch this video to ensure that you do not make any financial mistakes during this long month of August, please. I don't know why this Dead Orchid is here, but guys, I'm not a great plant mom, but at least these are alive. Anyways, so this video is just for us to sort of get into 3 financial mistakes that we need to avoid. But first and foremost, before I get into that, I would love for us to have some introspection about our relationship with money as people, right? I think people introspect on many of the relationships in their lives. You introspect after a breakup, you introspect after a fight with your mom or your sister or your cousin, but you never introspect after a bad month financially about what went wrong. And I need us to actually do that a bit more. And also I would like us to understand our relationship with money. What drives your relationship with money financially? What determines your spending habits? Are you an emotional spender? Are you a strict spender? Ustinji, uliqolo, sistamali. Where do you stand on the scales? And I need you to understand why is it that you are the way that you are. Because I think there's a certain psychology that comes with money. And I think that it's something that needs to be sort of identified and sort of dealt with. And I think once you have determined that, you can sort of start building yourself up financially and sort of avoid making the same financial mistakes over and over again. So please do that homework of introspection for me, please. Please asking very nicely. And I think once you have mastered that, your financial journey will be way more easier. Getting into this episode, mistake number 1 that you must not make financially is not budgeting. I do not know if you guys can hear this plane flying over my space, but anyways, I stay quite close to the airport anyways. So the fun mistake that we first of all do make is that we do not budget. And when you fail to budget, you budget to fail, because you will not reach the end of the month because you did not budget. And I always advise to people, make a realistic budget while you are at it. Sometimes I have people draw up budgets for me, for themselves, and then they show it to me. And then I look at their budget and I'm like, okay, where's the money for entertainment? Because most you are going out girly. So why don't you have your entertainment money there? Okanye umntu will budget unrealistically, like 500 rand for a grocery. Where are you gonna buy groceries for 500 rand? So be realistic with your budget. You know your spending habits. So put a budget in place, but make it realistic. Tailor it to your needs and write it down. Don't have a mental budget. I don't know why people will tell me that their budget is in their minds. As they spend in their month, they know the budget. No, do not do that. Write it down, even if it's in your notes app, even if it's on a piece of paper that you put up on your fridge so that you can sort of always be aligned with your spending for the month, but always have a budget. And please do check your bank balance after you swipe, because I know, because I'm also guilty of this. Sometimes after I buy something, I'm like, I'm not gonna look at the available balance because it's gonna stress me out. But it needs to stress you out so that so that you can spend more responsibly for the rest of the month. Because now you spend, and you don't want to look at the available balance until your card declines and you're like, hey boo, what's going on? So I need people to set realistic budgets for themselves and monitor your spending habits so that you can apply improvement measures. And I'd work with say CIs, continuous improvement. So apply CIs for yourself. Okay, this month I had a bank balance of 100 rand by the time I hit payday. So next month, can I at least have a bank balance of 500 rand by the time I hit the next payday, and so forth? Because at the end of the day, you guys, your budget is your lifeline, especially if you're someone like me, or the most majority of young Black professionals, where there is no backup plan. If you are down and out, you are down and out, and then what's going to happen is that you're going to go either into your credit card, or you're going to make, where's our loans, 50% interest. So please budget, because if you fail to budget, you budget to fail financially. So please do so. And if you want a video specifically on budgeting, like nice templates and all of that, please do say so. I am very keen to be doing that as well. Okay, also, I forgot to do the disclaimer in the beginning. I'm not a licensed financial service provider. Therefore, anything that I say in this video does not constitute as financial advice. Clean, okay, second financial mistake that we that we make as South Africans. We do not have a savings culture. I have established that, actually also, guys, I did a Wealthy Me course with Discovery Bank. I bank with Discovery, and they had this course for us as users. I got Discovery, Wealthy Me, that's what they called it. And we lack a savings culture as South Africans, because our mindset says, spend and then save what's left. Whereas the proper mindset to have is save, then spend what is left. Psychology, guys. Save, then spend what is left. Because, guys, I promise you, if when you tell yourself that this month I'm going to save 1,000 rand, after I've spent everything, you are going to spend that 1,000 rand that you thought that you were going to save. And it's no longer saving. And then you're going to say, next month, I'll try again. Next month, I'll try again. And also, I think sometimes people don't save because they don't have a financial goal in mind yet. So I'm just like, oh no, I don't want to buy a car yet. I don't want to buy a house yet. So there's nothing that I'm saving towards. My girl, there's always something to save towards. Or December, something to save towards. What else is something to save towards, man, guys? Emergencies is something to save towards. Like life in general is something that you need to be saving towards. Because life is long. So people do not have a savings culture, and they fail at it. So two things that I can say help build a savings culture. First of all, guys, I also think that you just have a savings culture with the little that you have to sort of get into the habit of doing it, because it's like a muscle that needs to be exercised into your saver. First method, have either an automatic debit order in there, either against one of the apps that I said in the previous video, or to your financial savings institution, whether it's a bank or whether it's like your Sanlams or Liberties or whatever, but have a set debit order that goes towards saving on a specific date of the month, that you don't have a choice. Hi, I don't want it to go off this month. It's going to go off anyway. If it's a new trust set up with Liberty, it's going to go off anyway. Whether you feel like this month you want to do it must go off, because that sort of forces you to save. And I think that sometimes that's what we need, because if I don't have those investments going off, I don't think I'd be saving. Oh, method number 2. And this is a method that our parents really believed in. Join a stokvel with obviously reliable people, so that you know for sure that you're going to get your money at the end of the day. But join a stokvel, because one thing I'm in a stokvel. I'm actually in 2. One thing I've realized is that a stokvel also forces me to save in a way, because I'm forced to constantly kupa le mali to pay the next person in the group of stokvels or whatever. Or I'm forced to save the money towards the December payout. And if that money stayed with me, I am not sure that I would have had the discipline by myself to actually save that money. But when it's in a stokvel, I know it's gonna come back, or I'm just gonna get it out at a later stage. So those are some my 2 easy methods to ensure that I save first, and then I spend the rest. That is literally how I discipline myself. So have a savings culture, and try to force yourself to save and ensure that you save first, then spend the rest, because I think that's a big financial mistake that we tend to make as abantu. Okay, third financial advice that you're getting from me is set boundaries for yourself. Set boundaries for yourself. And I say this because discovery, one of the things that hinder us from reaching our financial goals is love. They literally say that in the course. Love is one of the things that hinder us from reaching our financial goals. And I see this a lot with us as young Black professionals, even in our parents, where you want to do a certain thing, but you forego doing that either for the sake of family or for the sake of, love, because sometimes it's not just family that, can abuse you financially. I mean, even your partners, take out a loan for them, and those things mess up your credit score, like literally. And not only your lovers, but even friends. There's certain peer pressures that you can succumb to because you lack boundaries for yourself, just to fit in. And if you do not establish boundaries, healthy boundaries for yourself, you will keep taking financial L's or never reach your financial goals that you've set out for yourself, because every time you give in, you are delaying yourself, or every time you give in, you're pushing yourself further away from that financial dream that you had. And I'm not saying don't help people out. I will never say that. If you know me personally, you know very well I would never say that. But I know that this is something that a lot of people struggle with. A lot of people struggle with saying no. I think I'll do a black text video later on in this series, because I know that's something that really, really, really is a struggle for most Black South Africans. Set boundaries for yourself. If you do not, guys, my Lord, you have a long way to go. But yeah, on that sad, depressing note, I would like to conclude this video. Until the next one. But I hope that you do keep all of that I've said in mind. So the first thing that we established in this video, let's do some introspection, first of all, about our relationship with money. The second thing that we need to do is set realistic budgets for ourselves. The third thing that we need to do is create a savings culture for ourselves, where we save first and then spend the rest. And then fourth thing that we need to do is to set boundaries for ourselves financially. So yeah, that is all in all a summary of what we have discussed in this video. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you've learned something from this. And yanga inkosi benani towards your financial goals. And I hope that September will arrive with you with a healthy bank balance.